Welcome to the first annual Tubes NBA Playoffs bracket. My name is Nathan Miller, Tubes as the track and field teammates call me, and I've decided this year I'm going to be breaking down the NBA playoffs in the conference quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, and of course the NBA finals. First off, let's start in the Eastern Conference quarterfinals over here with Chicago and Cleveland. Now for Cleveland, it's the second consecutive year that they are the top East seed. Braun, he's been the youngest player to score 15,000 points. I know the series is tied at 2, and I know that Derrick Rose, of course, he was the East Player of the Month in April, but you know what? In 5 games, I'm going to go with Cleveland. Lots of versatility, lots of durability. Cleveland in 5 games. The number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Next up, we got Boston and Miami. Now, for Boston, they've owned the series 3-0, and you would think that maybe they could sweep this one. Pride and ego, and so much experience over this Miami team. But however, some people have predicted that this could be an upset in the making, maybe the biggest upset in the Eastern Conference. I don't even think so at all, but this will go a little bit the distance, 6 games. So Boston, the number 4 seed in 6 games. Next up, we got Atlanta and Milwaukee. For the Hawks, they own the series 2-1, and Milwaukee, well, they're simply without Andrew Bogut, who is the key to getting all the blocks and all the rebounds. And it will take major effort for rookie Brandon Jennings to hustle down the court around. So I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks in 5 games. Next up, Orlando and Charlotte, excuse me. For Orlando, the NBA's best second half after the All-Star break. And Vince Carter, he's brave when it comes to that. He is so explosive and durable. He plays to his potential as a clutch 3-pointer. Don't get me wrong, Charlotte, they got good forwards, but they have to win on the road. If they want to pull off an upset, hard to do that when you're going up against the Magic. So in 5 games, I'm going to go with Orlando, the 2 seed. So now in the Eastern Conference, for the Eastern Conference semifinals, we got Cleveland against Boston and Orlando versus Atlanta. Now out here in the Western Conference quarterfinals, I know Durant, he's the Durantula or Durantulator, however you want to call him, but there's been a lot of profanity facing him and Phil Jackson. Jackson's getting in his mind, even though Durant was the youngest to be the major scorer this season. I'm going to go with 5 games, Lakers over the Thunder. In 5 games, the Lakers over the Thunder. The Lakers, they'll settle in. They'll settle in probably towards the 4th game at Oklahoma City. But then they'll win from their home crowd impressively. So Lakers in 5. Next up, we got the 4 seed Nuggets versus the 5 seed Jazz. A lot of emotions are running high in Denver. George Karl, he's going to be out for the whole entire quarterfinals. And Utah, they will be threatening pretty good. This will be a 7-game series, but Utah, they've been threatened by the injury bug. In 7 games, it's going to be the Denver Nuggets. Next up, we got the Suns and the Blazers. Now, when you got Amari Stoudemire, who threatens to bring super slam dunks, and Brandon Roy, who's out, it's not going to be very, very easy for the Blazers. It will be easy for the Suns. In a season sweep, I'm going to go with the Suns. In a series sweep, I meant to say. And now the final quarterfinal game, the Mavericks and the Spurs. Before the season started, I really thought it could be the Spurs and the Cavaliers, but the Spurs have looked really George Hill, I like the way he's been playing, but when you bring in durable guys like Haywood and Caron Butler, you've really got a team that could almost threaten to be in the NBA Finals. I'm going to go with the Mavericks in 6 games over the Spurs. So now the quarterfinals are completed. Now we got the semifinals where it's Atlanta and Cleveland and Boston. Cleveland, I gotta say for Boston first, they're really old, and Cleveland, look for them to take charge at home in 5 games. I'm gonna go with Cleveland. Now for Atlanta and Orlando, he's going to be a clutch when it comes to free throws. I think this series is going to be based on free throws. Atlanta also look like the Orlando Magic from last year with Bibby, Smith, oh my goodness, with Bibby, Johnson, and Crawford. This is going to go the distance in 7 games, but upset alert! Number 3, Atlanta takes charge and will face Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now we got the Lakers and the Nuggets. Get George Karl back, but for the Lakers, it's going to be this one in 6 games. In 6. Now we got Dallas and Phoenix. Simply the edge is going to go with Dallas. 6 games. Because with Butler and Hayward, they're going to get a little edge over Stoudemire and the rest. So in 6 games, Dallas. Now the NBA Conference Finals are set. We got Cleveland and Atlanta, but for Cleveland, boy, with Jamison and Shaq and LeBron, the reason why they brought Shaq in was because you don't have to double team everybody all the time anymore. So now with Shaq, you can threaten them real hard, and I'm gonna go with, sorry Atlanta, but I'm gonna go with Cleveland, the number 1 seed, to meet whoever the Western Conference champion is. Between the Lakers and the Mavericks, this one will look very classic. It's going to go into 7 games, but it will be based on at home. So now we got LA and Cleveland facing each other in the NBA Finals. I know I'm going to make in California very mad with this. Cleveland NBA champions. So now we got it set. The Cleveland Cavaliers in 6 games. I'm taking it to the limit. That is my NBA Finals bracket.